Hey guys, good evening. I wanted to get a video out here for you guys tonight because it's very important that you understand what's really happening in the markets and what isn't. Let me just start out by saying you guys obviously have been hearing a lot of what I call nonsense out there in the markets, where you hear quote-unquote educators out there telling you that the markets are different, that you have to change the way you do things, and so on and so forth. That's not a winning mentality. What that is it's making an excuse about whatever you're doing, and then all of a sudden changing what you're doing or changing what you've done. And that doesn't work in this business unless something crazy were to happen, where there were no traders anymore. So when you hear people telling you all the volume dried up and you have to change the way you trade, you have to change the way you have to do this or that, it tells me one thing. Whatever methodology these people are using out there, these educators are teaching, doesn't work. You should have a methodology that works in any kind of market. Now, obviously, on a day like today, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that, hey, the volume's very, very thin. It's not much volume. So what? It just means that you're probably not going to, A, have the potential to make as much money, number one. Number two, the volatility's not there. So it's not like you're going to get 3 or 4 or 5 different swings in 5 or 6 trades. We all know that. But when I hear educators coming out there all over the place on YouTube and so on and so forth telling you that, well, we need to change the way we do things, it really aggravates me because it's the wrong message that they're sending to the same people that are blowing out their accounts day after day, week after week. All of a sudden, you're supposed to just change the way you do things? No. You find a method that works, you stick with the method. Okay? Yes, things are tighter right now. So what? So you're taking your profits a little sooner. So what? Let me show you what we did today in the DNA room where all of my students are. Basically, we had a trade right here at 9:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look, the trade went over 15 points in the TF. You're not going to get 15 points. Just about no one's going to get 15 points. Just about no one's going to get 10 points because most people out there are taught the same garbage. That is to sit there and chop at the market and try and grab 10 ticks here, 12 ticks there. You never make money that way. I promise you, you will never be successful sitting there and just trying to strangle the market for a few ticks here and there. You take a trade with the anticipation that the trade's going to move and to work. So what does that mean? It means you're going to take contracts off along the way. So let's say you take your first contract off at 10 ticks. Okay. Let's say you're going to wait for a reason to take your second contract off. Ooh, I like that idea, Sam. And so on and so forth. So if somebody's trading one contract, obviously, you just have to take it off much sooner. If you're trading 2, 3 plus contracts, you can be very, very dangerous in the market if you know what you're doing. So our first trade on the ES, it went for 3 points. It's the same trade that we took on the ES as well. But on the TF, this trade went like 15 points. My question to you is, would you be happy with, let's say, only 5 points out of a trade like this? And the reason I bring that up is because we go back to what I just said. All of these educators out there, and I don't know if I call them educators because I don't want to use profanity. But they're all out there telling everyone how the markets have changed. The markets haven't changed. Whatever methodology you're using, educators, doesn't work. okay? Sitting there with your little opening range and just buying the opening range and selling the opening range. That's not a methodology. That's garbage. Do something that's different. Do something that works. Don't pretend you know. Don't pretend you know what the high-frequency traders do. Don't sit there with your little algorithms, their algos, and sound like you know something when you don't. It's very annoying. It's very annoying. Whenever you see, ladies and gentlemen, somebody constantly changing their methodology, run. Don't stay. Run. Get away from that person. Because if it doesn't work, and it hasn't worked for 5 or 10 years, get away. My methodology has not changed, will not change, doesn't have to change. So quickly, the TF here. The trade went for roughly 15 points. We did have an add-on up here, right where you see myself pointing at this arrow. These were the two trades. This would have been an add-on if somebody took it. I did not take it. These are the trades I took. Bing, bang, and boom, right here at 7 o'clock, right on the button. And that was it. We did not trade any oil. Right now, oil is just really, really, I mean, you talk about a range. I mean, oil's in a range right now that's just very, very tight. So you know what you do? You stay away from it. You don't sit there and make excuses and go, boy, oil's really horrible. Okay, so you stay away from it. And so shall this pass as well. In the market, there are no excuses and there are no alibis. You either know how to trade or you don't. And if you don't know how to trade, I promise you the market will gobble up your money. If you do know how to trade and you have a good methodology, you have a very, very good chance of becoming a great trader. But when somebody constantly changes their methodology, please just do me a favor. Just do me a favor. If you hear somebody telling you how bad the markets are, this, that, and the other, just leave that person. Leave that person. Because excuses, they don't get you anywhere. So we had 2 trades, and both of those trades I had to actually call in the DNA room because they were very quick, number 1. But number 2 is the markets got off very, very fast. So in the ES, this was our long at 942 as well. I also took it on the TF. And the other trade was right here, a little bit after 11 o'clock. And that was great for an add-on, or most likely, as I said, a separate trade that was good for roughly 3 points or so. Not a bad day. Now, if you just traded the ES in the DNA room, you were good for at least 3 points. And if you took the second trade, that was another 3 points, which happens to be very good considering the range was not that great. And that's okay. I'm going to leave everybody with this. You have 5 days in the week to trade, roughly. Out of those 5 days that you're going to trade, one of those days is going to give you many, many, many opportunities. One of those days is going to be really difficult, where you're really going to struggle to have 1 or 2 trades. Then you have what I call the meat and potato days. The only issue is, and it's not a major issue, you don't know when you're going to have the meat and potato days. You don't know which day is going to be the day where you don't have that many opportunities. And you don't know the day where you're going to have more opportunities and you know what to do with. That's why we trade. And that's why we only trade in the morning. Okay? Now, I do have students who do trade in the afternoon. Once in a while, I will trade in the afternoon if I feel like it. Also, we're coming into the summertime. And what that tells you is only one thing. Please don't let people out there, those educators out there, tell you that the summertime trading isn't good. That's not true. What is true is a Friday in the summer, in the afternoon, isn't good. That is true. You could take that to the bank, that Friday afternoons in the summer aren't very good. Now, why is that? Very simple. Those who have money certainly aren't going to be around on Friday to sit here and waste an entire afternoon trading. Okay? They're going to go to the beach, they're going to go away, they're going to have fun, and they're going to take a 4-day weekend. So, what does that say? Friday afternoon and Mondays are usually a little bit slower. So what? Not a big deal. You're still going to have a fantastic week in the summer, even because Friday afternoon, so what? Friday morning, perfect. Monday, not so bad. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, regular. You see, you never want to go in with a bias. You never want to go into a day saying, well, the market's going to go up or the market's going to go down. Just trade your method. The worst thing you can do is start the day and start thinking, well, gee, the market has to go up because of this. No, the market doesn't have to do anything. Trade whatever your methodology is. All of my students trade my methodology. Those who trade it properly do well. Those who don't trade it properly don't do well. It's really that simple. It's not easy, but it's really that simple. You follow the rules, your chances of success are great. You don't follow the rules, I promise you will fail. With that being said, with the thousands and thousands of people out there, and many who will be listening to this, if you have any questions about what you're currently doing or if you're not having success, hey, contact me. It's Sam Goldberg, futurestradingcoach.com. I've been around pretty much longer than the rest of the people out there who have those pretty little websites and have those little webinars and all these other little things. And then they try to upsell you and charge you for the next webinar and all these other little games and gimmicks. samgo@bellsouth.net. Feel free to contact me. Leave me your Skype ID if you're outside of the United States. If you're in the United States, leave me your phone number with a comment, concern, question. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. I promise you that. All right? Everyone have a great day. It was a good day. All right? Good day. The opportunities were there. Did you seize the opportunities? Because if you did not, it wasn't an easy day at all. You see, you had to take the trade at 942. I don't care if you were in the ES or the TF. If you didn't take the trade at 942, it became a very difficult day because you watched the market go up 7, 8 points, however many points it is. By that time, your head isn't working right. So you're thinking, oh my gosh, I missed this big move. And the reality is, yeah, you surely did. Feel free to get in touch with me, guys. And I look forward to trying to work with everyone I possibly can. Any questions, contact me. Have a great night. And tomorrow's another beautiful day. Thank you.